What the heck?
What the heck is a grimoire?
A grimoire.
We're gonna tell you this.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I am Haley from Damn Good Shindig.
And I'm Ellie, and this is a whole new episode of
Damn
Good
Creation.
Awesome.
We are so thrilled that you are back with us for week 3.
Week 3.
We had a great time in week 1 and 2. We hope you did as well.
Mm-hmm.
And if you weren't there at the time and you caught up and you're just joining us, that's awesome too.
Yeah,
so, welcome. This is Damn Good Creations, and we make things.
Yeah. One could say we create things.
Oh. So Ellie, how was your week?
My week was pretty great. It is my birthday, so
happy birthday!
Thank you.
So exciting.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Birthdays are great.
I mean, how perfect that here we are. Yeah. But how great that we are creating this epic party around your birthday time.
I know.
Interesting how that works out.
Having a fall birthday is the best.
That does sound great. Mine's in February, and it's always kind of like dreary, but...
Well, at least you grew up in California. If your birthday was in February in Milwaukee, you would be like, I fucking hate this.
Yeah, I'm thankful for my childhood without that scenario. Definitely. Actually, one of my favorite early birthday parties was a tea party.
Oh, really?
And I might have pictures somewhere too. It was very cute. We all wore little Victorian outfits.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
And I'm still wearing them.
And that's
30
kind of
years
like
later.
a normal activity for me still. We had this place, I forget what it was called, and I think it was like only around for those years of when you're 7 to like 10. I don't know. It was a place that hosted tea parties for girls for birthday parties, but like, and everything was kind of like magical, except I definitely like dressed up as a snake charmer or something. I was not in tea time clothes. It was way more like random ass costumes.
I don't know. I feel like that's right on. Yeah. I'm really excited about what we're doing here. I think this party in a box thing has some legs.
I do too.
You know, since we started creating all of these things and talking about putting them in a special box, I've been thinking about what other kind of boxes we could do, and I mean
the options are endless. But you can make anything into a box.
Yeah. I mean, really pick a theme, and a box could be created around that theme. Like, what if you're having a timey-wimey party?
Oh, you mean like a classic Doctor Who party?
Yeah.
Obviously you could make little tiny TARDISes as your box, and then you can stuff all the fun Doctor Who-y things inside because it's obviously
bigger on the
inside.
All right, so let's see what other kind of box parties would be fun.
Well, I mean, it is Halloween time right now, and that just makes me think of one of my favorite all-time shows, movies, worlds. What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh yeah. That was last year's epic Halloween bash. We could still do it in person. We're part of the team that threw a vampire orgy.
Yes.
Hashtag not an orgy.
Shout out to all of our orgy friends.
Yes, thank you. All those lovely orgy people. If this was a little box, maybe a tiny portrait and little weird taxidermies created from things we find at the dollar store.
Mini taxidermies are so cute.
Yes.
And you can get them like little hats and get them fancy and stuff.
Yes.
I like that a lot.
I still think my favorite taxidermy that we found was someone had created a rodent of unusual size.
It was at Goodwill, and we were like, oh my god.
Yes.
Is
it?
I'm pretty sure it is.
And I have a tiny hat.
And we got him a tiny hat.
So how about drinks? Okay, blood vials or blood bags full of some kind of delicious red liquid. Yeah.
So tell us in the comments what theme you would like to see as a party in the box, because our options are pretty limitless.
Party in a box, witch's tea.
Yeah, brings us to this party in a box.
This party in a box.
And we decided when we were conceptualizing this party that we were going to turn our party in the boxes into grimoires, because that's an essential tool for every witch.
So if you were sitting there and wondering what the heck
is a grimoire?
A grimoire.
We're gonna tell you.
Let's
so basically, a grimoire is a magical book. It contains, you know, potion recipes, charms, little incantations. Yes. It's basically all of the knowledge and power. These books are also powerful on their own, right?
Oh yeah.
And it contains it all in one nice, beautiful book. Sometimes they're bound with human flesh. Sometimes they have like other beautiful symbols and like enchantments all over it to protect it, and locks and stuff, because they're very precious. A lot of times grimoires are passed down through the witch's family line, so they're very historical, they're very old, and they're just filled with knowledge from all the different generations of witches, and it's just very, very powerful, magical, meaningful, and essential book for any witch.
Yes, yes. I mean, when I think of a grimoire, I think of something dusty and ancient and mottled and so powerful that when you touch it and you're not supposed to, something terrible could happen. But if it's yours and it belongs to you, it opens up this magical existence. And of course, all of these are tropes from fantasy.
We got some famous grimoires out there that you probably know of. What are some of those?
Probably, I mean, my favorite, of course, is Book from Hocus Pocus, which actually has a real name, and I didn't realize that. What was it? The Book of Magical...
It's Manual of Witchcraft and Alchemy. That is technically the name of Book.
The Necronomicon.
That's a big one. Super famous.
Lovecraftian Lovecraftness. And the Book of Shadows, of course, from Charmed, if you're a 90s kid like us.
Or the new reboot. They still got the Book of Shadows.
Okay, that's true. You're much more hip with that than I am.
I do like that show.
You're OG Charmed. But pretty much any television show that dabbles in the arcane and the magical and mystical with the K will have some sort of grimoire.
So how do we turn, this plain box into this?
How'd you do that?
Just some magic.
Just some casual magic. That looks gorgeous, Allie.
So here's one of our grimoires that we made. This one has a spider theme because I like spiders because they're creepy crawly. They're so cute.
That's really cool. Okay, talk to me about your process. I want to hear all about what you did. Ours look very different. This is fun.
Yeah, no, that's one of my favorite parts about this craft is because like you can individualize all of them. Like I have so many different designs that I wanted to do for all of these. It was really fun to work on them. And like a really calming activity too. Like I was just like put on my chill music. I was just like, actually I was listening to like my Halloween playlist which is called Spooky. So I had my spooky vibes going. So I started out doing my grimoires by drawing on the design at first because I didn't want to start hot glue and shit without thinking it through because that's gotten me in trouble before. And then I started going with, I used a lot of twine, just kind of like your basic twine to do like a lot of my outlines and shapes. So I would go through and I would twine it up, get my basic picture done with twine and hot glue, and then I would do the border to make the box top look more like a book as opposed to a top of a box. Like I really liked doing the edges, like in here. So you can like...
That's really effective. I think that looks great.
Right?
Yeah.
So I used a couple different things for the edges. This one in particular has pipe cleaners, like those fun little silly pipe cleaners. I just like glued those all the way around, and then when it came to the texture, I definitely wrapped it all and encompassed it all, which really helped.
Yeah.
So I did basically my basic layout in the twine, and then I got to putting on this like leathery texture, and I used paper towels, water, and Mod Podge. That's it. That's all you need. So it was really fun to do. Basically, you would like take however big of a piece of paper towel you needed, get it wet, Mod Podge where you're putting it, put it on, Mod Podge over. I ended up using my fingers more than any brush or any other item.
Dig in there with those fingers.
Yeah, you gotta get in those nooks and crannies, man. Like, you gotta get in there.
I love a good Canuck.
Me too. So yeah, I used my fingers a lot and I got really sticky. It was great. But after I put like that layer on, then I went back and I would add like other elements like my spiders and like different textural stuff. And then I would also, once again, texture it. Some of the more intricate items I put down, I would texture with tissue paper as opposed to paper towel because it's a little bit thinner, and that was easier to get into all the different crevices if it was very intricate.
Nice.
So I did that. Then I had to wait for it to dry forever. And then it suddenly looked like this like weird mummified cool gross texture thing, and then
I don't know if you noticed this, but I realized when it dried it actually shrunk, so I was worried that the elements underneath the paper towels would be totally obscured, but I noticed that when it dried it actually shrunk to those objects more than I thought they would.
And then so after the texturizing and letting that dry, I just did a base coat. This particular box I did a base coat of black paint, and I went at it with lots of different brushes to get in all the nooks and crannies because it is white. I don't want you to see any white little tiny little things, so I hit it with foam brushes, stipple brushes, like I just was like black, and then I let that dry. And then I went in for some dry brushing of like, I have this really nice like kind of dark, rich espresso antique bronzy color that I went in to do and hit it all the highlights. So that's where you get like that nice shine from. Dry brush technique is basically you take your brush and you put it in the paint and you just like brush it down gently, and what it does is it hits your 3D elements with like the light, so it does like all this like naturally beautiful like texturing kind of on its own with that texture work that you already put in with your Mod Podging and your paper towels. So like this is
really
like a
highlights
very
all of those details.
It's a very simple process to do this yourself once you did the texturing, and it looks freaking great. Like, I'm very happy with it.
You should be. Beautiful.
Okay, show me yours, Haley.
Okay, you ready?
Oh my gosh, look at it. It's so cute.
Oh, it's so interesting how different ours are. I definitely went more in the leathery human skin direction, which was a lot of fun and kind of creepy. I started by building out the book part of the box before I did anything else. I really wanted the lip to hang over where the pages are on all the sides. So I did that by taking a box top that already kind of had a leathery texture to it that we found at the dollar store. And it wasn't big enough to cover the whole book, but I used judiciously bits and pieces. So I used the biggest piece on the front going over to the spine. And when I liked how that felt, I was ready to get design in. We do things a little differently, you and I.
Yeah.
I don't always like to start with a plan. Sometimes I kind of want to go where things take me. So with this guy, I started with the skeleton, and I loved the bat wings. So I cut apart a little rubber bat, and I experimented with that, with the placement of the skeleton versus the wings. And then I spread all the pieces out so that there's a little bit of distance and disjointedness, quite literally. And then I started weaving things in. I started with this snake, and I cut up the snake so it ends at the spine of the skeleton and then starts again, and then ends here. So it feels all woven together almost. So once those three things were down, then I did the paper towel technique as well. And I then went back in with a couple things. I did this natural braided ribbon all around. I made a border, and I still felt it was missing something. So I grabbed these wire vines and I started weaving that through. And my favorite part of that is I wove the vine through the pelvis bone right here.
Nice.
I love how that looked. When I finished the vining, I was like, this is good. I feel really good about it. And then had to let it dry and came back, and it was time for paint. Instead of doing a solid color, I liked the idea of letting some of the white show through just to give that depth. So I used a big round foam brush from my foam brush kit for that first layer, and did heavier in certain areas, lighter in others. And I varied the colors. So I had 3 colors on my palette. I had the main brown I was using, the umber brown, plus black and a little bit of a gold color. And so I would take a little bit of each, add some water. So the water really helps get that more watercolory effect, more translucent effect. You see it nicely on this side. It starts to look really leathery.
Yeah, that looks good.
A little white piece, yeah. So I do like how that looks a lot. And then I also did some dry brushing over that. So once everything was dry, I took a stiff bristle brush and put some paint on the tip. I used a lighter concoction and then wiped all the excess paint off on a paper towel. So there's just a little bit of paint on that dry brush, and brushed that over all of the different raised areas. And it just highlights really nicely everything that's sticking up a little bit and gets all the dimension back. Nice. So really love how that worked out, and was able to go into those vines and bring out the texture of the vines too with the dry brush. Create the effect of pages, I did just straight line, very watery brush with some of the same brown all the way around. Nice. Just to get a little bit of that suggestion. I might go back through and do some slightly wavy pencil lines. We'll see how I feel. But for now, I feel like it's good. And I still wanted to do one more thing, so I added some gold.
Nice. Gold's always great.
I love a little bit of glitter. So did we do it? Did we do our big project?
We did. That was
what
so much fun.
It was so much more fun than I was expecting. Hooray!
Hooray!
Can't wait to see your grimoires. Please tag us so we can see.
Yeah, we want to see all the spooky decorations and fun stuff that you guys are doing. Even if it's not directly related to our Witches Tea Party, please tag us and just share what you're doing. Because we want to see it. That shit's great. Thanks for coming out today, guys, and watching our episode out here on the internet. Yeah. I mean, that commute is cray. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week when we talk about the perfect head accessories for your witch's tea. Not to be confined with the Zoom backgrounds. No. But yeah, until then, follow us, like, subscribe, comment, tell us things. We love you guys, and stay spooky, friends. Stay spooky.